Mailbag. What's going on? It's Jason Heath, and we are opening up what I believe is a set of new works from Patrick Nair, who is a wonderful bass composer, educator. He was instrumental in spreading the word about Francois Rabath's teachings and definitely plays in that style. Okay, I've been excited about these ever since hearing about this project, from chatting with Patrick and his editor, Celito de Jesus, who was one of Patrick's students. She's a wonderful organizer in the bass world. I've been to her bass event down in Los Angeles, and both of them have done wonderful work for the bass community, for bass students over the years, and I am so pumped to dig into this. So a little bit about the backstory here. These are a series in 3 volumes of 21 progressive and divertimento duets for bassists. Okay, that's very cool. So looking at the back, as a new addition to our premier pedagogy series of sheet music and books, ISG Publications, they are the publisher for this. You can check out their website. We'll link to that in the description below. These 3 volumes provide plenty of technical and musical challenge. This looks great. We got Patrick and we got Celito right here, a forward by Celito, and we start off with Grandma's Waltz. So we got the student part, we've got the teacher or other player part. And we've got some of Patrick's other works listed here. He has a lot of material out there. Great composer. And again, isgpublications.com is his website for that. Check out the link in the description below. Okay, so I really like how it just stays in this Rabath 3rd position, where I love to start people through the George Vance method. I think it's a really convenient way. And I'm so sick of teaching the same few songs for that position, so it's great to get something new. And this teacher or other player part, it's the sort of thing that another student could play. It is a bit more advanced than this. This is like lesson 1 sort of material. So I think of this as something that I would use along with George Vance's progressive repertoire, but anything you're using, these would work great for. So these are what I think of as simple motions on the bass. I call them simple motions, although they're the most important motions there are, so they're maybe not so simple at all if you want to get real philosophical about all this. But again, to put it into a musical context like this and make duets out of what can really be tedious. Let me tell you, having taught techniques like this for years to students, you can just sort of see them glaze over, and you're trying to find ways to reinvent these techniques, and to have this duo part and to have these reimaginations of these techniques, I think is very cool. Hear the nice pentatonic quality of all of these melodies, but again, putting in duo form like this, that's a brilliant idea. And the change of harmonies, you're getting the student used to hearing those things from the get-go, so you're giving them more sophistication than if you're just playing one line with an accompaniment from a CD or MP3. That is wonderful. Next up, we've got boats on a lake, and we've got these really cool, triple and quadruple stops in the second part. Wow, nice. Some more string crossings. Again, working on these simple motions, but critical motions right from the get-go. So this sort of pentatonic quality, or not even sort of for most of this, but just reimagining these sort of motions in this new way is very cool. And we're starting to get some more form as they start to get longer, so we get a little bit more involved as we go. This slightly faster 3 lines in. All sorts of good teaching opportunities for string crossings and getting that 1-2 set. That's awesome. More 8th note development all of a sudden as we get into measure 29. We're doing all 8th notes in the top bar. And then it's 2 notes per bow. Now we're going to get 4 notes per bow. Starting to get 7th chords into the ear already, even at this early stage. Awesome. Exploring the woods, so we're getting some time signature changes here. Nice. Getting some dynamics. The second part continues to invent throughout. We get these cool 8th notes at the 3-4. Down here, measure 18. And again, this is for the teacher, the more advanced students, so you can use your own judgment with fingerings and such. Really cool. Over here, we're starting to get into some thumb position. That's awesome. Backyard Deer, so we're getting to some flats. Got 2 flats here. And bridging the gap that right here between the octave harmonic and the neck block. I think I did that fingering right. Getting over to the A string in thumb position, that's awesome. I love that. Sleepy Morning, a jazzy tune, so we got some pits action going on in the lower part. It's a little slower than that, I guess. That's cool. And then the upper part, we got some slides. Ooh, we're starting to get some more inventive rhythms already here. Starting to throw in some really, really interesting language here already early on in these volumes. Okay, the last one out of volume 1, Aria and Gaby. Aria likes to sing long lines, Gaby likes to jump about. We're starting in thumb position this time, and back to no sharps, no flats, but we have some accidentals in the tune. And then I think we're staying in thumb position. Yep. Nice harmonic language. Wow, Patrick, that's great. And wow, we're starting to really move in this B section right here. We go to 1 flat and measure 28. Nice. Wow, I really like the way that all lies on the bass. And again, simple concepts were already getting more developed in terms of what they are. And you know, you could play this on a recital for sure. Okay, we're starting off pizzicato here. Looks like I'm going to hold the bow because arco comes in and measures 6. So let's see. Then arco. Now, 4th position, which is thumb position up here in this position notation system. In this position notation system. Say that 3 times in a row. Oh, I love those low seconds. And then let's see what we've got. Nice. Okay, so really interesting harmonic writing. I guess I got to stop saying that because it's all interesting harmonic writing. But I love seeing the way that the accidentals are being explored. We've got 3 flats now, so we're getting into some trickier territory in terms of keys, but modulations also going into G major up here, and accidentals throughout, faster and happier as we get into the 2nd page. Looks like we're going to be up here in the neck block. how pentatonic all of this is still, but just again, continually reinventing and exploring. And yeah, and again, a piece you could play on a concert, absolutely. Oh wow, this is wild. So string crossing city, multiple string crossings. So in this top part, check this out. We're starting here, and then we got tenths. Very cool, tenths. And then up here for octave harmonics. And then, wow, so in 2 bars. Wow, really interesting writing, very cool. And then we stay in thumb position, get into these 8th notes in measure 5. Getting down more into the neck positions. Okay, awesome. That contrast between the big intervals and then these running 8th notes is throughout here, very cool. Wistfully. And we've got some other big intervals. We start up here in thumb position on a B. Wow, I love that. And 7th. That's such a great harmonic sound. And the second part right there. So those combined make for some interesting harmonies. And we got a B flat. So getting that ear used to the, that's cool, love it. 8th notes, starting to switch into 16th notes, so we haven't had that yet. And of course I'm playing these all way too fast. So that would be a little bit more, okay, so this is slower, so this would be, let's see, that. I need to practice it. Mischievous Brethren. Nice title. Strolling along, 62 to 68, so pretty mellow. Looks like we could do this a variety of ways. And so Patrick's opening up some of the positions here, not specifying it so much. So we could go up the G string. Getting to that G flat, F sharp area is very cool. Throwing in these flats. And again, things that are exercise-like in nature that you want to be able to learn but put into a piece form. I love it. And all of these have nice development here in terms of register, in terms of note patterns, in terms of accidentals, and just have a nice overall shape. We go over getting into 3 pages here. Quite a bit of leapage, getting around the bass, start to get some different techniques and a little non-vibrato. Great, wonderful. Silver Cloud. So we're 3 flats again. Oops, actually he goes here. A flats, that's really nice tonality, and really sticking just to eighth notes, quarter notes, a few half notes here, a little bit of contrast. Zuki's Garden, that's with that koto pizzicato technique. So we're plucking with the tip of the thumb near here. Let's see. Nice. I probably have to turn my thumbnail and raise my strings to make that work a little bit better, but this looks like a bunch of cool techniques. I love it. And that rounds out volume 2. Okay, volume 3. So we're getting into the ones that are intended to be played on stage, and again, getting more advanced as you go along. They are progressive, but progressive means they get trickier. So we're starting for sure a little trickier up here, up in the Roboth 5th position. Ooh, double stops. Ooh, wow, okay. I will have to practice this. I love that harmonic change. Again, I will work on this. And then, okay, that's cool. Yeah, I'm gonna butcher all these sight reading, so I'll let future Jason, who has practiced these, do most of the playing on these. But I like the double stop writing throughout, and again, we're getting all these different contrasting sections. This più mosso has all sorts of harmonics in both parts. Nice, and then. And I love to see so much focus on double stops. I think that's something that is neglected by a lot of student literature, and so much contemporary bass music, especially for solo bass duets, that sort of thing. The world I live in a lot uses a lot of double stops. So it's great to see materials that are really digging into that and getting students prepared for that. Next up is Betsy, so we're in 6/8, Dolcissimo. Again, all sorts of great contrast, starting up in thumb position. And we have no indications virtually about where to play this stuff on the bass, which is great because you need to be making those decisions at a certain point in your life. And now we're starting to get into Patrick's voice even more clearly, because while it's still written with pedagogy in mind and students in mind, he's really getting a chance to explore the space and what he does with just these gorgeous lines that's characteristic of his playing. 11 blues. All right, this looks fun. It's nice in the second part, and then we have these little echoes in the first part, and then all across the string. That's cool. I like that. Very clear sections throughout the piece here. He makes it crystal clear with double lines, with bar lines and such. So, quick page turn. The notes look quick, but once you play them, you realize they are laid out in a friendly way. Okay, nice writing. I love it. Can't wait to actually practice these instead of just sight read them. Fifths all around, so we got the second part. And this first part enters. And lots of latitude for where you're going to play them. Street Block Party, Allegro Vivace, and we got a few funky bowing. I do it all on the G string. Yeah, probably. We'll see. Motivic development throughout. Just looking at the page, you can see that. We're getting some modulations in here. The dramatic page turn, I love that. Some end forte, some end piano. It's all just a little bit different. We got Gerald's Canons, so in 3, and it's canon. That's great, very cool. So a canon at 1 measure, so part 1 enters. Ooh, I'm getting a little bit of a Bach vibe on this. It'll be fun to work on. Canon with myself here at home. Oh wow, and this one really develops all kinds of material here. I love that he ends with a canon. What a great way to end this book. And what a great introduction to duets for the bass player throughout all of these years of being a student that these would take you through. That's going to do it for these new editions from Patrick Nair. Thank you to Celito de Jesus for putting together these 3 volumes right here. And all of these publications can be found on the ISG Publications website. Definitely check that out. Patrick's doing great work in the bass world. Celito's doing great work in the bass world. I love being able to get the word out about this sort of material. If you enjoy this video, check out the video we've got linked up right here about more on double bass technique and repertoire. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.